Oh crap, what? Damn it. Welcome to yet another episode of the Super Happy First Dabber Frosty Party with Kiki, Rose, and of course, me, the Dabber Mod.
Okay, now we're recording.
Good. Excellent. I'll be over here.
Where else would you be?
I don't know, but, good times. I feel fairly fat after eating 2 soft-shell tacos and an order of volcano nachos. But,
Is that all?
that's all.
Doesn't seem like a lot of food. Probably is, but it doesn't seem
It's
like
close to, I think it's like 1,500 calories.
I guess it is,
It's actually most of the nachos. Well, it's a lot of salt, too, but I was really craving, cheap, Taco Bell type food. So I just went to Taco Bell and got Taco Bell style food from Taco Bell.
Gosh.
What now?
Oh, man, now I want nachos.
Sorry.
You're mean.
I am the very model of the modern Major General.
So, we haven't been able to record in a while.
Yeah. Well, first week we couldn't think of anything to say. Second week I fell asleep.
Yeah. Well, I got home kind of late, so.
Yeah, but you logged on and were talking at 1 a.m. my time, so even if I had been awake, I probably wouldn't have been any good to talk to anyway.
Yeah. That clearly means we have so much to talk about this week.
Yes.
Race. So, tell me about Fafner.
Fafner. Yes, Actually, I haven't quite finished it because now I finally opened up my order from October, and so I now have the Fafner movie that finishes out the story. But pretty much, it's pretty much a rehash of what's the word I'm looking for? It's pretty much a rehash of Neon Genesis Evangelion. A little less depressing, but a lot of the same kind of more takes more of a stance on mortality. They're using kids because they're teenagers because they're the most effective pilots for the robots, but the enemy they're fighting are these big, angel type, kind of like the angels from Neon Genesis, and they lose people left and right, they slowly but surely pick off the group kind of thing. And then they make, one last big attack on the central nerve cluster of the entire alien invasion, and proceed to basically win at the cost of their most important people, and then the show ends. And apparently the movie finishes out the story, but I won't know anything about that till probably next week once I've had a chance to, watch it. Yeah, I really don't have much to say. It really wasn't what I would call an all-inspiring. It didn't really inspire a lot of, I didn't feel like it wasn't a terrible show, but it wasn't a good show. It was okay.
Hear that? It was okay. Such a glowing endorsement.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really know what to say. It wasn't the show wasn't particularly interesting until near the end when they started actually making progress. Before that, it was a lot of this emotional posturing. You've seen Neon Genesis, right? What I'm talking about, where they do the whole the hedgehog's dilemma and stuff about kids basically coming into adulthood and dealing with their feelings and stuff. There's a lot of that, that kind of how people deal with shit kind of thing. And I felt that really took away from it because there was a lot of that people standing around talking about stuff, and it didn't really add anything to the storyline. It was a lot of dramatic, melodrama, kind of just, them talking for the sake of talking.
That sounds rather dull. Then tell us about oh, you talked about it earlier and I already forgot what you're watching right now.
What now? I'm sorry, I was reading up on my messages while you were talking to me. Sorry. I've been gone for 6 hours. I'm trying to catch up. Everybody's been talking to me.
I feel so loved.
I'm sorry, you're not the only person who apparently wanted my attention in like the 6 hours I was gone. It's kind of making me sad because I sat here all day and nobody said a word to me. But the moment I'm gone taking care of shit, I've gotten like 30 emails, 5 text messages. You were shooting me. You kept calling my name on IRC, so that was freaking out when I got in.
I was trying to get your attention. I was, making sure you weren't just ignoring me. Although my first thought was that you were asleep. Hi, kitty. Bye, kitty. No one's talking to you.
Wow, that cat really wants your attention.
No, he wants the laser pointer. Here. Oh, that's right, I turned it off. Here. Are you happy now? You're keeping me from doing stuff. So you can have a red dot. This doesn't help on the internet when they can't see you being adorable.
So yeah, let's see. What have I watched the last couple weeks? Obviously I watched Fafnir like a while back. Oh, I watched Shangri-La, which was interesting to say the least. It was a good show. I guess I should just go through the stuff I've watched. Shangri-La is, for all intents and purposes, a dystopian future story. Basically, human beings have basically screwed up the entire world, and so a group of people basically brought into order what they called the carbon-based economy market or model, which is basically you can be as industrious as you want, but you have to pay taxes on all of the carbon you produce, thus to keep global warming to a minimum, kind of thing. So basically the basis is that there are, in the case of Japan where it takes place, there's this giant tower owned by this company called Atlas that, for all intents and purposes, is where all the rich and powerful live. It's nice. It's air conditioned, kind of. It's climate controlled, and then everybody else lives in this basic tropical jungle outside, like in the slums of what was Tokyo, because the entire world has been turned into one giant rainforest, as far as I can tell. And there's all kinds of random nutty shit going on that basically the overarching story is there's some bizarre pseudo mystical thing going on where they clone some really powerful like 15th century Japanese mystic, and the main character, it turns out, is like is like her surrogate genetic daughter. And that's kind of a spoiler, but it's not really, because you have to, I'm still leaving stuff open to watch the show. um it's a really wacky not wacky, but it goes all over the place, but it keeps a sense of, there's a lot of like being an adult and what it means to be a leader and making hard decisions and doing the right thing even when it's difficult. It's basically man versus nature in a dystopian sci-fi universe, or dystopian, next Sunday 80 dystopian future Earth, I think, is the best way to put it. Other than that, I'm not really sure what to say. So yeah, I think my sound just kicked out. Great.
What? No? Did I?
There it goes. It came back. I must have been silent for too long.
Nerds.
I just don't really know what to say about this stuff. Like it's hard for me to put into words. I will say the last thing I watched, which was Okami-san and her 7 companions, was probably one of my favorite shows in a long, long time. It was actually really well written, which blew my mind considering it looked like it was basically like your standard high school slice of life kind of, you know, romance, comedy, just general slice of life anime. And it was really good. It was a good mixture of drama and comedy and like heartwarming, you know, stories. I kind of sad it was only 13 episodes. It was definitely one of those shows where I would have gladly watched it for 26, no problem.
I haven't been able to do much of anything, so I don't really know what we should talk about. Well, at least election season is almost over.
Yeah, I know everybody votes on Tuesday. I've pissed off a fair number of my classmates and friends by I'm most definitely voting Democrat again, as usual. Somehow surprised by this. I'm not quite sure why, but they were extremely surprised.
You'd think they would, get that vibe from you.
And I'm, voting against the gay marriage amendment and
Well, I am an early voter, so I already voted, but the second after, I voted, I suddenly started getting blasted with calls about vote for this, vote for this. They didn't even have the decency to call me on my own phone. They called my husband's phone and asked for me.
What absolutely blows my mind, and I'm going to say this in probably the nicest way possible, I am literally a card-carrying Democrat, and the Republicans have been hitting me hard and fast. I do not know why they think I'm a swing voter, but I'm not.
Are you in a swing state?
I'm in Minnesota. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know what Minnesota vote normally is.
Usually Minnesota is fairly liberal, thus Democrat, but,
I feel like some wires got crossed there.
I mean, I'm serious. Like, I've been hearing from Mitt Romney's people, like, over and over and over again, and I finally, to talk to somebody about this, click here, and I clicked, and I literally told the lady, I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible, ma'am. I am a card-carrying Democrat. I am not a swing voter. I will not be a swing voter. I will not be voting Republican this November. Oh, I'm so sorry. We won't call you anymore. And it's reduced my calls by about a half, but I'm still just like, yeah, whatever. Well, and some of them aren't actually the same people. They get, you get the religious groups. I love it. The Catholics for the traditional marriage have been calling me, and I'm like, dude, I am an atheist. Okay, you're talking to the wrong person. I am gonna be voting. I am gonna be voting down the amendment. I am totally okay, and I have absolutely no problem with gay marriage, none whatsoever. It doesn't disturb me. I'm not worried about it. My children will be fine if and when I should have them. There's nothing to worry about. Let gay people get married. The world will not fucking end.
Yay!
And for some reason, that seems to piss people off when I say shit like that. It's like, I honestly just don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't understand why everyone is losing their shit over it. It seems to me it's mostly the old people that are freaking out when you say yeah, I don't have a problem with gay marriage. Like, what do you mean? Oh my god, what the fuck? It's like, seriously, it's not that big of a deal. I don't even understand why it's an issue. So, yeah. Anyway.
I've sketched your face 10 times while you were talking and erased every single version.
Wow, crazy. I'm trying to decide what I want to watch next.
Didn't I give you a list?
Yeah, but I've got new stuff now. Whoa! Holy crap.
What?
It fell off. I'm thinking I might start Tsubasa Chronicles next. I kind of did it out of order because I really wanted to see Okami-sama or Kami-san first. I've been trying to eat down the stuff I bought over the summer, and that was one of the ones I wanted to get done. And I'm glad I did. It was a good show, but let's see here. I got Tsubasa Chronicles. I'll watch the Fafnir movie at some point. It's only like an hour or two, so I could just sit down and watch it whenever I feel like it. I've now also got... Oh yeah, I found some stuff today too.
Tell us about your found stuff.
Okay, so me and my friend were going to, or I say my friend and I were going to go see Wreck-It Ralph.
Uh-huh.
It's completely sold out at every theater in my area today. I got to the theater and it had already been sold out for every time before and after we were planning to go.
Holy fuck.
I didn't think it was going to be that popular. It really was. So instead I went anime hunting because, screw it, right?
What'd you find?
Wow. The Rock dressed up as the Incredible Hulk for Halloween this year. That's hilarious. I found... Oh, let me think. What was in the list? Hang on a second. I'll get up and just grab... The bag is sitting on my is sitting on the chair across the room. I can't even remember what I bought. It's been a long day. Because it was basically my excuse to continue the conversation with my friend and also, get stuff done. Do stuff, instead of just standing around talking to each other. I found some good stuff, I think. I may even get some oohs and ahs from you. We'll find out. Usually I do. Usually you're like, oh my god, where the hell did you find that?
Thanks, oh my god.
What now?
Just
You're
tell
like,
me what you got.
hang on. I gotta get comfortable again. It's cold in my office because my parents are in bed sleeping, so the heat is off in the house. Well, it's on, but very low. Since, here in Minnesota, it's in like the 30s outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold. Like, I've got 2 blankets and I've got to throw like electric heat blanket on the bottom, and then 2 like polar fleece throws on top to keep me warm while I'm sitting in my chair. Because otherwise, seriously, my feet will freeze. It's literally that cold. Okay. So I found basically an almost perfect used copy of a series called, I want to say, Najika Blitz Tactics.
I don't think I've heard of that.
It looks like it's made with the same people that did like Madlax, Noir, and La Bruja de Calzador or whatever. It was $10, so at half price. So I was just like, sure, why not? I don't think I ever saw the guy put. No, it's in there. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
It looks interesting.
Yeah,
And
I've never seen it, but I know what it is now.
I'll just read the back of it. It says, it's one of the world's top perfume designers. Najika works with her trusty assistant Kiruella to develop the Day series perfumes for CRE Cosmetics. When not jet-setting around the world, she tools around Neo-Tokyo in a bright red convertible. Men love her, women want to be here. But she has another job, one of the few you ever see, secret agents for the CRI intelligence organization. When she was a young girl, Lila, from the clutches of a deprived socialite and her machine gun-wielding maids. But Lila is no ordinary girl. She's a humanite, an android, and she is Najika's new partner. Together, Najika and Lila thwart a mob hit on a daughter of a judge, defeat an international playboy, and discover real reasons for teenage pop idols are so darn popular. And that's just part 1 of 3. So yeah, that was $10 and it's in basically perfect condition. So I was like,
Oh, nice.
why not? And my friend was just like, you are a big dork. And I'm like, thank you, I do what I can. Okay. And then there's Super African, which is apparently a movie that looks like it's from the fucking mid-80s. 1990s, sorry. And it looks like one of those, like, spacefaring battleship movies from Japan.
Say the name again, you broke up.
Sorry, Super Atragon. Atragon.
No idea.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of it either, but it was $10, so I said, sure, why not?
Woo, $10.
Just says, our armed forces are helpless, the world's navy is destroyed, man's only hope is an untried weapon. Get ready for a non-stop lot of high-tech action as metal leviathans collide in the ultimate war of super science in Super Atragon. Moments after an atomic bomb falls over Hiroshima, a secret Japanese submarine sails in the battle against its American counterpart, and both are lost to history. Some 50 years later, a special UN task force sent to investigate unusual phenomena in Antarctica is threatened by a mysterious black cylinder until the reappearance of a long-lost Japanese sub. However, the incident in Antarctica is only the first round of a cataclysmic battle of wills between 2 descendants of an ancient race dwelling within the earth. Standing against them is a single amazing ship, the R.A., a Yamato-class battle sub secretly rebuilt after its supposed destruction in World War II. A science fiction masterpiece with a brilliant story and stunning animation, Super Atragon is a classic no one should miss. Of course, no one watched it because it's apparently a pile of shit, otherwise I would have already heard of it. And then, not that this really matters because I don't have the first part, but I found season 2 of GTO, which is short for Great Teacher Onizuka. It was $30, so I was like, screw it, why not? So that'll sit on my shelf until I can find a copy of season 1. And yeah, I'll own it. I've heard bits and pieces of this, and I've been told it's good, so I just went ahead and picked up the second season despite not owning the first. I'm fairly sure I can probably go on Amazon and get the first season for not too much money.
Showering up a manga. Don't want the box set either. Hush, kitty. Okay,
Attention.
kitty. I can't use my tablet when you're in front of it, kitty. Ah. Would you meow? Here. Go chase the dot. Leave me alone.
All right, sorry. And then I have one more thing that I got today. It is season 1 of Gunslinger Girl.
You bitch.
Whoa. Okay.
No, okay, I'll call you a bitch when you tell me how much you paid for it.
How much do you think I paid for it?
Less than you would have if you bought it somewhere else.
Oh, please guess the price.
I don't know. Actually, how much does that go for normally?
Probably not very much. I think you can actually get a set that has the whole thing together, but I can probably get the other parts of it for other later seasons for probably not too much, I'm guessing.
Okay, the complete collection is like $30,
So I'll probably end up spending more. I'll probably end up spending more money for it.
Well, then how much did you pay for it?
I paid $20 for the first season.
Well, that's what the first season on Blu-ray is going for. Well, you should watch that.
Yes.
Yes, you should.
I'm wondering how much it will cost me to pick up the other parts of it. So, wow, part 2 goes for $45 used. Oh, 36 new, so it's not that bad. And then, what are the OVAs separate? I don't get it. I'm not quite I'm gonna have to A&N this because I don't quite get the Anime News Network is really great for me trying to figure out what the sets are that I'm gonna have to buy kind of thing to complete the series. I didn't realize there was a complete box set, but it's all right. I guess I could theoretically go back and return it, but I don't know if I really care enough to return it and then go, later on go buy the complete set. And then in my October box from Brain Death has occurred. From Right Stuff, I have See the Control of Money, Area, The Scarlet Ammo, Fafner movie, Licensed by Royalty Disc 3, and Strike Witches Season 2. So nothing of any real particular importance. Okay, so that... The OVAs are separate? They are separate, wow. How much is it on Right Stuff? $7.49? It's not bad. So $7.49. And then... Sorry, I'm just double checking this thing and figure out what I ended up paying. And then Amazon for Season 2... $53.99. Yeah, so anywhere between $36 to $50 for the second season. I can't believe it's that much money. Can't believe it's worth that much money, but I suppose. Yeah, so that's new stuff I've gotten.
You're interrupting Bones. Shush.
Because I'll add it to my wish list. Yes, add to the wish list. Are you sure? Sure, I'm sure.
You know what I want to see?
What?
Penguin Drum.
Yeah, I do too. It's on my to buy list, but I have so much crap that I need to buy and or watch that I'm kind of waiting for it to. I'm waiting for Sentai Filmworks to have another sale and Right Stuff, and then pick up a lot of that kind of stuff like in the New Year kind of thing.
Did it get a dub?
Yes.
Who dubbed it?
Sentai Filmworks. That's basically ADV.
Alright.
At least I think it did. Maybe not. DVD. No, that comes out December 31st, so that might actually be something I can pick up. Yeah, got an English language dub.
What?
And who released it? Section 23, which is Sentai Filmworks. Yeah, I've been told it's pretty good. My friends who stream anime have said that it's something worth watching.
What is Bodacious Space Pirates, and why do I not have it?
I don't know. That's another one that he was talking about. The stuff I've been buying is stuff that I've heard my friends who watch stuff like when it's new talk about.
Mm-hmm.
That comes out January 8th. I need to I need to get the second Full Metal Alchemist series as well.
Brotherhood? I have not seen anything of Brotherhood, and I keep meaning to.
Yeah, I have too. It just never happened.
I must get this anime. It's apparently also called Miniskirt Space Pirates.
Nice.
Hush, cat.
Oh, I completely forgot to or is this a zombie? That looked like an interesting anime.
That sounds familiar. Zombie.
I'm hoping since November is gonna be I only have one thing on order for November, I can get a lot of stuff watched in the month of November and then basically, you know, like near the end order some other stuff. I know another show that looked interesting to me that's coming out I think this Tuesday is Sentai Filmworks has one coming out called Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere, and like the picture, like the previews of it, look really interesting. I'm kind of upset because it's like there's a lot of like people like even with only taking like the most popular stuff out of Japan, there's still like a lot of stuff coming out. And a lot of it looks interesting to me right now, so I'm kind of like I really want to buy a lot of it, but I can't really spend like I really don't want to spend a lot of money on stuff that's gonna just sit and collect dust anyway when I can, wait and then get it when it's on sale kind of thing on like Right Stuff and the like. So I don't know. I'll be over here.
Just because you have a giant backlog. Not really all that giant, just... Okay, maybe kind of giant. How big's your pile of not watched stuff now?
It's pretty good size. I got all Tsubasa Chronicles minus like the OVAs and the movies. I've got at least probably 5 or 6 series I need to watch, not including the big giant ones like Kimakure Orange Road and Inuyasha and that kind of thing.
This is the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 of this episode of the Super Happy First Abercrombie Party.
No. 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 Trooper, my hands are busy. What lay down? That's right. I win this argument. With a cat.
Continuing now with part 2 of this episode of the Super Happy First Abercrombie Party with Kiki and Rose.
What else to talk about? I don't even know what's like new in news right now.
There's just a lot of every time I go online and look at like Amazon and stuff, I just think, God, there's a lot of stuff I'd like to buy to watch, which I know is kind of silly. Like it's just, I wish there was a time. I wish there was a way I could like stop time so I could just sit and watch stuff because I can only watch so much in a day anyway. But there's so much I want to watch.
Let's see. Sentai Filmworks picked up quite a few animes I'd like to see.
That's good. I'll be able to see if Aniplex gets the rights to the Madoka movies as well.
I hope so.
I think good job on the show. I mean, it's very expensive, but other than that, dub is good. I think. I hear people complain about dubs a lot, but I honestly think like these days the dubs are not bad. Not always great, but they're not god awful like they used to be.
Oh, there's far less chopping and mistranslations or just outright changing the story. Cat, I am talking. And occasionally they'll use a voice actor who I think might have been wrong for the role or just has a voice I can't stand, but Dubbing's pretty good these days.
I heard somebody complain that they thought that the Madoka English voice actresses weren't well cast. I'm like, they seem bad to me.
They seemed a bit shrill, but not in like a horrific way. Like, they're trying to do kid voices way.
We're talking about 12-year-olds, basically.
Yeah. Here, I'm giving you affection. No shush.
Watching Yu Yu Hakusho was this guy is doing the voice of a, and I'm going, dude, that no, it sounds like that. He's got a manly voice. It's like Bar is voiced by oh god, what is his name? Not Patrick Zeiss. He's the guy that does the voice of Vegeta and Piccolo on DBZ. I know his name and I can't think of it.
No, all I can think of is the I'm a Cucumber song.
I'm a Cucumber song.
Yep.
God, I wish I could remember his name. It's escaping me at this point. Despite being one of his more like normal voice, it's probably one of my favorite roles that they ever cast him in. Because he plays the big dumb dope with a heart of gold really well, and I mean really well.
I will find it, damn it.
I try to figure out his name or the Cucumber song.
Here you go. And it's Scott McNeil, apparently?
Oh, I think that's the original voice actor. I'll tell you in a second. Oh, Chris Sabat. That's what I'm thinking of. Scott McNeil is the he's the Ocean dubbing group version. When they originally dubbed it, they used a Canadian group, but when Funimation got the rights to it, they redubbed it with people from their own like stable. Some people stayed on, but some people didn't. Like Scott McNeil got replaced with Chris Sabat. I'm trying to think of what else he's, what other major voices he's done in anime. Oh, no, that wouldn't really matter. He's Alex Armstrong in Full Metal Alchemist. Vegeta. Let's see here. Oh, sure, of course. Kurogane in Tsubasa Chronicles. That would make sense. Oh, I completely forgot about Rosario Vampire. I wonder how hard that is to find these days.
Bring me back pizza. I said pizza, not your leftover crust.
That's your crust.
You stole it. It's your crust. I'm just yelling at my husband. Nothing new.
So exactly like I would imagine him to be. So $65 for season 1 and about 35 for season 2. Not bad.
Not bad at all. I assume. I don't know. I don't have money. Everything's too expensive for me.
Oh well. Let's see here. What else?
What are you missing?
My
Did you have a foot? Did I take your foot?
I don't know. But, how's that for your gag reel?
Yes. Thank you for your assistance in giving us B-roll.
Yeah, well, I'm also going to assume that you're the one who put the wrapper of the tea bag in the toaster, so you're welcome.
Ooh, snap.
That might have been me. The toaster's in that area, and I might have accidentally tossed it in its direction.
I can't believe you're going to take that from him.
Well, it probably was me. And that's okay. Hey, I'll probably just kick him in my sleep or something.
Yeah. Real likely.
I have broken his nose twice in my sleep.
Jesus Christ!
It's fine. His nose is fine.
The hell did you deserve a broken nose?
He didn't do anything. I was asleep.
You like sleep punch your loved ones?
Apparently.
You're more violent in your sleep than you are awake. Fuck.
Nah, it's cool. It's not like he needed a hospital visit or anything. His nose is just slightly crooked.
Right.
Huh, honey. Microphone cannot read your head movements.
If it could, I'd have lots and lots of questions.
I was trying to look up stuff to talk about. Oh, look, more meningitis outbreaks.
Whoops.
Well, that company got shut down because more than just that drug was infected with bacteria, so...
Yeah,
Thank you, I has pizza.
They really screwed the pooch, as it were.
Yes, they did. Pooch was screwed. Apparently there's a stem cell treatment that could help regrow sperm. Yay. And the whole, George Lucas sold Star Wars and whatnot.
That will be interesting to see where it goes. I imagine that Disney will be writing that IP pretty hard.
I can't do worse than what Lucas already did to his own work, so...
I suppose there are worse companies that could have bought them out.
I mean, they're doing great stuff with Marvel, so...
Fair enough.
I have no idea what to talk about.
You never do.
Yep. It's our thing, right? We just kind of talk about whatever happens to come up.
I feel fairly upset that my original first season of Strike Witches doesn't fit in the box for season 2 because they went to Blu-ray sized cases. So I have to, if I want season 1 to fit, I have to buy the re-release with the Blu-ray DVD together.
So how was your Halloween? Holy crap.
That was only my whole computer, wasn't it?
Nope, that was your whole computer.
Would you do me a favor?
Yeah, hang on.
Just be breaking all night tonight.
What?
I said the gaming crash.
No.
There you go.
Like if you just built out of stone.
Ow. Alright, kiss. Stop being so noisy. You're as bad as the cat. Anyway, what did I say earlier?
I don't know, what was I saying?
How was your Halloween?
Oh, I worked and then I came home and fell asleep. I didn't really do much.
Come on. Okay, then. I didn't get many trick-or-treaters before it started raining, so...
Did you dress up as anything, or did you just hand out candy?
Just hand out candy. I was originally going to, but the day of, I was like, I already went to a costume party, I don't care anymore.
Your cat is very vocal tonight.
Oh, what's your problem, man?
I'm not complaining, I'm just like saying it's amazing.
Go to sleep or something. You see that my hands are doing stuff, right? Let's see, we already talked about politics. I too voted Democrat, by the way.
Oh, I didn't really care. I just meant,
Oh,
my mind was that like my friends were like, I mean, I care, I care what you vote, but it's your choice kind of thing. I just meant that, like I have people around me that are like surprised by my voting habits, and I'm like, dude, I am a card-carrying Democrat. There's no nice way to say that.
I'm actually registered independent.
Wow.
Well, because of that thing that passed, it doesn't really matter what you belong to. You're allowed to vote in anything, so like the primaries and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't actually matter. I normally go Democratic, but
Yeah.
I'm apparently just too hippy-dippy to actually be Democratic. But not enough to be Green Party.
These things will happen.
Sometimes I hate the Green Party. Most of the times I hate the Green Party. But I really love pizza.
Who doesn't?
People who can't eat gluten?
They have gluten-free pizza. I don't really care. I'm sifting through Reddit/r bulldogs.
Yay, puppies!
Seriously, my favorite subreddit ever. Bulldogs make some of the funniest faces I've ever seen. The one where the dog's going incognito is probably my favorite of all time. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, trying to think of a topic, but I don't.
Well, Hurricane Sandy doesn't really affect us.
Yeah, I laugh at the poor East Coasters that are dealing with that. Well, I don't laugh at them, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, oh boy, get my popcorn so I can sit and, you know, watch the magic happen, as it were.
Pardon me.
Yes, excuse you.
Apparently the little dudester wants us to talk about bears. And we already talked about Sandy.
Why does he want us to talk about big, hairy, gay guys? I mean, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it, but I mean, I don't really know much about them other than they're big and they're hairy and they're called bears. But you know, I guess that works.
I'm not sure that's the one he was talking about.
Well, I guess we'll wait for his response. He's like our own magic 8-ball.
And now I'm out of tea.
Oh no!
I'm all sad-faced.
Sad first.
I'd have hubby make me more, but he'd probably make it wrong.
Yeah, you might make it with like sulfuric acid or something.
Okay, I didn't mean that wrong.
Well, you know, there are degrees of wrong.
Like too much milk or not enough sugar.
God damn, I'm cold. Thank God for heater blankets.
I have to replace mine. It's 74 in the bedroom right now.
It's 62 degrees in my office. It doesn't seem that cold, but that's pretty chilly for me.
Oh no, that is cold. I have a bit of a chill right now, but it's not quite cold enough to wear the sweater I was wearing earlier.
I'm actually, I put the first disc of Tsubasa in, but I haven't watched it yet. I had to get up and go help my friend, so I'm really interested to see what it's like.
Google Plus. It's not Catter Day yet for me.
Not yet.
Oh, look at all the cat photos. All the cat photos.
There are so many.
What is the internet? Oh, Trooper, it's Catter Day. He still hasn't specified what kind of bear. Although I'm not sure what to say about either kind other than they exist. And I drew one with lasers coming out of its eyes.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Which I feel needs a companion piece now. Like laser eyes and a tutu. In space.
Space cadets. I think we may have run out of stuff to talk about.
No! We barely hit an hour. Come on, there's gotta be something to talk about. I could say for 20 minutes.
You could.
Although I could say it just the 2 times and then, you know, copy it over and over again for 20 minutes.
Put it on a cycle.
Apparently Twitter will be adding photo filters to compete with Instagram.
Interesting.
Which means there will be more images of stuff that I will barely be able to see. Got it.
Great.
It's like, look at this food. It's like, yeah, it doesn't look very tasty when you put all those filters on it. Or look at my new shoes. Aren't they a lovely shade of whatever? It's like, maybe they were before you put all that junk on it, because now it looks green.
Green, the color of money.
It is my favorite color. I don't want you to be right. There has to be something to talk about.
You're crazy, woman. You're crazy.
That is besides the point.
I wish I had more to say about the stuff I watch, but I just don't know really what to say.
I haven't gotten a chance to watch anything new. I've been over at my parents' a lot more than usual, and well, I watch mostly SHFJTP and the cooking channel there.
And
that's mostly like reruns of House Hunters.
Gotcha.
Which isn't very interesting to talk about. It is somehow mesmerizing to watch, but not interesting to talk about.
Craziness. I think we better call it.
Alright, I'll let you, get snuggly and warm and probably go to sleep. And I'll sit here and continue to erase your face over 1,000 times.
unless you can think of some other topic that you really want to talk about, I think we're out of juice. I don't know what else to say.
I have no fucking idea. Other than that, for next week, we should think of something. But
Well,
I
yeah.
can't guarantee that.
Well, I'll think about it. I'll just start like when you and I are in the chat room. I'll just start posting things that I'm thinking about, and we can maybe work towards something. Well, if I get any progress into Tsubasa, I can definitely compare that to
Card captor?
to the other clamp titles that it pulls from. I've seen a decent number of them, give or take.
Okay, Kitty, I'm gonna turn off the microphone so you can be a shit again.
Woo, shitty kitty. Give your pussy some TLC.
He wants you to make puns.
Well, I'm not a baker. I can't make buns.
I said puns.
Oh, you want me to punt? What ball? Where?
Your head.
My head is a ball?
Yep.
Like I'm being full of hot air.
This is the end of this rather short episode of the Super Happy First Dabber Frosty Party with Kiki and Rose.
Alright. Good night, phones.
Good night, Kiki.